Okay, for the next part of this Blender tutorial, we're going to look at adding some objects to move around and to create a score for them. So let's go to Add, Mesh, and UV Sphere, and it is below, so we'll pull it up. Okay, and just set it above there. Okay, now we're needing to get back down here into the logic area, and I've tried to pull this way up high so that it will show on the recording that I'm making. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a property to it, and we're going to call the property just ball. Whoops, let's try that again. So here, and a property is just something then that can be identified and used in coding. All right, so there is the property, and we're going to go over to the menus over here then, and we are going to again change this to, we're going to make it rigid body. Okay, and so you can see it at the bottom. I'm going to click that off, but we need to go collision bounds and sphere for this one. Okay, so that is for the sphere. Now I can copy this, and I'm going to do Shift D, and I've got another copy, and I'll do it once more, Shift D, and just move it around. Okay, and you can see it from different angles, and the way I rotate it around there is by holding the scroll button and using it as scroll bar, scroll wheel, whatever, and using it as a an actual button. So hold it and move. Okay, now I go back to the cube player. I'm going to add a property here because I made it red. I'm going to call it red. You can call it whatever you want. Okay, and here is where we can also create collisions. So I am going to add another property to the red cube here, and so I'm going to add a property, and we're going to call this score. And then I change this FL, and change it to an integer value, and then click this letter I. Now what that does is turns on the debug properties. Up here in the game menu, I then want to show debug properties. So I click that, it's now going to show it. And we'll show you what that does in a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to, with the cube selected, I'm going to go, and now I'm going to add a collision. And if the cube is a collision with anything called ball, we will go over here to I forget. Okay, what do we want? We want property. We want to change the property to add to the value of score, let's say 10. All right. So now let's see what happens if we play that. Only first of all, we have to link them up. Okay, so now if this cube hits anything with a property called ball, it will add to this property score 10 points, and this score property is going to be displayed in the debug properties. So there are the debug properties at the top, and if I hit there, I got 10 points, and if I hit that one, I got some more points, and I got more points. Now it would be good though if then when we hit the ball that it disappears. So let's say if we go to collision with red, okay, and we add the actuator of edit object, and we want to end object. Okay, so we've got that. Now, instead of setting it for each one, what I'm going to do now that I've set it, I'm going to delete this one, and copy this one, which has the property in it. So I'll do Shift D and Shift D, and I'll just put the 3 here. Alright, now I'm going to make this a bit bigger. So I'll do P. When I hit it, it disappears. I get the points, disappears, get the points, get the points. And that is it.